Today I'm going to tell you a story that clashes with almost everything you've been taught about attraction. Full attention, no distractions. This is about how women actually form emotional attachment and why a small group of men trigger fixation, while everyone else ends up tolerated, ghosted, or quietly replaced. A few months ago, a message landed in my inbox from a man named Adrian. He's 33, finance manager at a Fortune 500 company, six-figure income, owns an apartment in a major city, physically fit, well-dressed, well-spoken, has visited over 24 countries. By every standard society praises, he was the definition of high value. And for nearly a decade, no woman ever truly fell for him. Chapter 1. The Man Who Did Everything Right. Adrian spent his entire 20s optimizing himself. Elite education, fast corporate promotions, disciplined fitness routine, cultured hobbies, wine tastings, jazz lounges, architectural photography. By his late 20s, he looked like the complete package. So he started dating seriously, and women responded, just not the way he expected. They enjoyed his company. They praised him to their friends. They called him a great guy. Some slept with him. None became attached. Adrian noticed the pattern. Women would stay for a few weeks, sometimes a month or two. Then distance appeared. I'm not ready for something serious. I reconnected with my ex. It just doesn't feel right. And the men they left him for made no sense. A struggling musician. A personal trainer barely paying rent. A bartender with no degree. Men who on paper had nothing compared to him. That contradiction started eating at him. Chapter 2. The Moment Everything Broke. The illusion shattered at a colleague's housewarming party. Adrian had been seeing a woman named Jessica for 2 months. Smart, attractive, marketing professional. 8 dates deep. She told him she liked him. At the party, Adrian watched her interact with another man, Marcus. Late 20s. Worked at a surf shop. Old Jeep. Probably earned a fraction of Adrian's income. Nothing impressive. Yet something happened. Jessica's energy changed. She laughed differently, leaned closer, touched her neck while listening. Sought him out repeatedly. Adrian had taken her to a $300 dinner days earlier. She'd been polite. Now she was electric, over a man in board shorts describing a wave he'd ridden. Marcus wasn't performing. He wasn't impressing. He wasn't chasing. He was relaxed, present, slightly amused, almost indifferent, and that indifference pulled her in. 3 weeks later, Jessica ended it. No spark. Adrian later learned she started seeing Marcus. That night dismantled everything he believed. Chapter 3. The False Model of Attraction. Adrian realized he'd been operating on a lie. The lie that attraction works like a transaction. That if a man stacks enough achievements, money, status, fitness, culture, women will respond with emotional attachment. That model works for men. Men are visually triggered, immediate, physical. Women are not. Women don't fall for what they see. They fall for how they feel. A resume opens the door. It does not create attachment. Adrian had built an exceptional external inventory while neglecting the one thing that mattered. Internal state. Chapter 4. The Real Categorization Women Make. Women subconsciously sort men within seconds. Not rich or poor. Not successful or unsuccessful. Above me or below me. This has nothing to do with money. A billionaire who seeks approval registers as below. A broke artist who doesn't need validation registers as above. Adrian realized what placed him below. Trying to impress. Overplanning. Excessive effort. Fast replies. Early compliments. Demonstrating value instead of embodying it. Everything he did whispered the same message. Please approve of me. Women don't attach to men who need approval. They attach to men who already have it, internally. Chapter 5. Validation. The Silent Attraction Killer. Adrian saw it clearly. His success wasn't neutral. It was driven in part by a need to be chosen. Every date was a pitch. Every achievement a justification. Women felt it, not consciously and viscerally. Validation seeking communicates incompleteness, and incompleteness kills polarity. Men with less often create more desire because they're not trying to prove anything. Marcus wasn't seeking anything from Jessica. That's why she invested. Chapter 6. The Internal Rebuild. Adrian stopped dating, not as a tactic, as a necessity. he turned inward. Meditation, to observe his patterns. Therapy, to dismantle his need for external confirmation. Before every action, he asked one question. Am I seeking validation? Posting, texting, mentioning achievements. Slowly, he built internal completion, not arrogance, not performance. Quiet self-sufficiency. Chapter 7. Presence and non-reactivity. Adrian learned presence, real presence. Not strategizing, not calculating outcomes, not rehearsing lines, just being there. He learned emotional stability, not suppression, regulation. When women pulled away, he didn't chase. When they returned, he didn't reward or punish. He remained steady. That steadiness triggered investment. Women invest where they cannot control emotional outcomes. Investment creates attachment. Chapter 8. Sex, Power, and Polarity. Adrian noticed something uncomfortable. Sex had been a goal, and goals create need. Need gives away power. He released outcome attachment. Sex became optional, not central. He even declined it when timing felt off. That single shift changed everything. A man who can say no demonstrates abundance, self-control, and independence from validation. Polarity returned. Masculine stability allowed feminine energy to emerge. Chapter 9. The result. 18 months later, Adrian dated again. Not chasing, not performing, just open. Women didn't just like him. They invested. He met Elena. Within weeks, she pursued him. She told him she couldn't figure him out because he wasn't trying to be figured out. Same career, same lifestyle, different internal state, different outcome. Conclusion. Women don't attach to men who need them. They attach to men who can connect without needing anything in return. Not tactics, not games, not strategies. Transformation. The less you seek validation, the more magnetic you become. The less you chase, the more they invest. The more internally complete you are, the stronger the pull. This isn't about women. It never was. It's about becoming whole. If this story resonated, share your experience in the comments. Subscribe if you want psychology that cuts through fantasy and hits reality. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.